It is a Monday night, and I got out of opera rehearsal early, and that means it is time to watch The Bachelor, Season 23, Episode 3. Woo-hoo-hoo! I got my dessert out. It's a Trader Joe's ice cream cone. I got my skinny joggers on, and people keep messaging me telling me that this episode is good and a little batshit. So it better be good, because last week was boring. So from the episode preview at the beginning, it looks like Demi basically hazes Colton, and Hannah has her whole Miss Alabama USA wardrobe with her, and that's what I got out of that. You know, when they say things like last week was wild, these are not real weeks. Like, I hope we can all realize that. Those 3 days not take place over the course of a full week. Like, that's a producer like, oh, it's a week because the show's not a week apart. It's not really a week. Everybody is at the pool not talking to each other, and everybody has a journal by their side, and everybody's in a bathing suit except for Hannah B, who thinks it's as cold at the Bachelor Mansion 4 months ago as it is in Atlanta today. There's a start for you. Also, here's the end of my Trader Joe's ice cream cone. This is a tray for many of them, but they're like 90 calories each, and I only have one like every other week or so. I'm hoping that tonight teaches me who Nina is and why the girl from Georgia is here, because I find her to be irrelevant, and I'm from Georgia now. I still hate group dates. And also, Hannah B, when the producers ask you in your OTF or on the fly, shout out to my MTV days, or day, do you want Kaylin to be on the group date? No, I don't want Kaylin to be on the group date. She's going to be on the group. I am over the pageant drama even before it starts. And if y'all were roommates at Miss USA like 6 months ago, I want to know what happened. I want to know who scratched who cut whose dress, who stole whose chicken cutlet, who did what to whom. They are really painting Hannah B to be something, and the way they're painting it is she's beating everybody in this pirate battle, let the puns begin, and Colton is wearing a very sensible shirt that shows just the right amount of right nipple. This food that they are about to all eat reminds me of the Hoop-de-Doo review, where you get the fried chicken in Disney and the like metal plates and stuff. Oh, so good. I wish I had some right now. I have no doubt that Tracy deserved to be one of the two to fight for Colton's heart, because she looked like a beast on that beam. But how they didn't pick Hannah B, like how did they pick these other girls? We didn't even see some of them fight. Tracy versus Hannah B would have been pretty epic. And Demi's nuts. Demi, shut your ignorant face. The fact that there's a girl on the show who's 31, that doesn't make her a cougar. You're clearly just taking all the producers' bait and trying to get attention, and you're going to be on some D-list show after this, and I hate it. I'm pretty sure that Demi's drunk and hid a blindfold behind a pillow like 9 months ago, just hoping that one day she might make it to this moment where she could blindfold Colton. I'm devoting too much Instagram story to her, but Demi is whack! And for those of you just watching my updates and not the actual episode, she basically just took the hand from the Addams Family, a fake hand, and was caressing Colton with it while he was blindfolded, after she paddled and spanked him. The redhead is like the comeback kid, and she gets a one-on-one. I flabbergasted over here. And as you can see by the girls' faces, can you see? I don't know if you can. They're shocked as well. Also, nothing about Catherine. I'm wondering if we're retreating that villain card. Hannah B is now sitting down in her best free Sherry Hill cocktail dress from USA. I mean, it's beautiful from Miss USA, but still, she's about to ruin everything because some girl was like, if you think Kaylin's wrong for him, you should really tell him how you feel, which probably means she's going to go home. Have we learned nothing? Do not use your own time to only talk about somebody else. Time is so precious on this show. Like, why are you such a waste right now? This is just way too early an episode for an ultimatum. I'm over it. Even Colton looks genuinely annoyed. Nobody cares. Like, Hannah, you have just it's just terrible. Terrible. The moral of the story for the end of the group date is that Hannah B totally backfired, and he likes Kaylin even more, and she got the group date rose. And my shadowing and lighting right now is awful, but I don't feel like moving because I'm comfortable. Hannah B, you suck right now. I've moved on to gummy bears. So the redhead, whose name is Elise, by the way, and I love redheads. When I call her the redhead, she's like the only one. I love redheads. You can contact Caitlin Tarpey for any of your issues with that, because she knows I love her. Colton was like, well, the first hint is that our date is in the air. And she was like, you already gave me that hint. It was on the date card. Girl, you think he sees a date card? Colton ain't see no date card. That's some, like, assistant producer who's getting paid $4 an hour to write those dang date cards. Yo, he wants to test Elise. They, like, hired some kids to run around this amusement park with them. I'm like, is she a teacher? Are these her nieces and nephews? Are these her children made from her things that she froze? Like, random kids on this group date. Whose parents signed this release form? Like, who was like, sure, I'll let my kid be on an episode of The Bachelor. It's such a good, wholesome show where everybody keeps their clothes on, and I want my kids to spend time, with these people unsupervised. That sounds like a great check mark. So at least some of these kids, I gotta move this way to get out of that shadow. At least some of these kids are from, like, Colton's foundation, where he helps kids from the hospital. Basically like a big kind of Make-A-Wish thing. And I'm gonna go crawl in the hole that I unearthed myself from to make my previous comment. To the 8-year-old kid on the Scrambler ride with Colton, the 8-year-old girl who said that one time a boy kissed her on the lips, honey, you are ahead of at least one contestant on the show who ain't never been kissed. So you go, girl. You get it. Yeah. Hi, my name is Chris, and this is a PSA. Obviously, I do not condone 8-year-olds being in relationships where they kiss boys. Boys and boys, girls and girls, girls and boys and girls. Any of the combinations and permutations that are possible. I'm just trying to be entertaining. Thank you so much. Not for nothing, but Elisa's dress, she's a redhead, so she's wearing, like, these maroon kind of tones, which kind of works. I mean, I hope you bring out something emerald green, obviously, or royal blue at some point. But her dress matches the top she wore on the earlier date and also matches Colton's pants for dinner. So, because a lot of this would be redundant, Elise is sharing very personal details on her at the end of her one-on-one date, and Colton is crying. And they are giving out the group date information for the next group date, and Hannah G isn't on it, and she looks so bummed out. But it's like, girl, he, like, loves you. You don't even need it. The staircase behind Colton and Elise on their dinner, the non-eating dinner portion of the date, looks like the staircase from the animated version of Beauty and the Beast. She also sometimes looks like Danielle Staub from The Real Housewives of New Jersey in certain lighting. In the never-ending story of no-list celebrities on The Bachelor, he gave Elise the rose, and in some room, must have been far away because it's filled with people and they didn't hear them, they're now listening to a country performance by somebody named Tennille Arts. So Tennille is here. I'm not sure where Captain is, but I didn't know they were ever separate, but at least she's got some arts going on. And all these people with their phones, like, do you sign NDAs? Like, what do you do with that footage? And also, black liquid beaded pants on the singer. What do you think the casting call is like for extras for these? Do you think it's like, in need of a room full of people, you're allowed to bring your cell phone, dress very casually, we may or may not need you based on how somebody else's first date goes? I mean, is that what it says? Colton is shirtless, tan, working out outside as people do, in very tight black joggers, not complaining, even whiter sneakers, and there's some sort of athletic component to this that I'm already bored by. I just feel like these celebrities who sign up to be a part of these episodes think, oh, it's got to be so great. And then by the time they're actually doing it, they're probably like, why did I put my life through this? But I have no career left, so here we go. These girls are trying to pull a full limousine. Like, where is the medic? Like, I am hurting just watching, honey. I am just shocked that they have not interviewed Catherine, even though she is in the final 3 of this fitness thing. And Anyeka, you're a sweet girl, but, like, you are not going to win The Bachelor. You're going to be on Bachelor in Paradise like Jasmine was, but, like, that's it. Colton is definitely more casual. Oh, this lighting's better in general, but he also looks super awkward in this blazer that he's wearing on the group date. Somebody's going to go home because they previewed that. I don't know who. I also want to go on a tropical vacation at a nice hotel is what I'm learning. I think that Nina is sitting on this couch next to Caitlin, who pulled the limo, who I find incredibly boring. And I think that it's Nina that's next to her who kind of looks like somebody's mom tonight. But at least it's good that I'm identifying her because I never have before. The girl from Miami, I think her name is Nicole, he kissed her and then she put she put her head in his lap and said, gracias, papi. And I just have to laugh because years ago, a kind of friend of mine told me that papi only meant something in the gay world. There are so many blondes on this date, and Colton is sitting in a windowsill feeling up some girl in a red dress off the shoulder, and she's blonde, and I don't know who she is. It's not Nina, but I do not know who she is, and my hair is getting bigger as I roll it back from frustration. If this is any indication of how Colton will let go of girls for the rest of the season, I have a blanket now. he was like, yeah, this relationship really isn't working for me, so I'd like to walk you out, and got up. And this girl was like, what? Also, spoiler alert, it's Caitlyn. I'm not doing anything about spoilers, what happened towards the end of the season. I don't want to know. Do not tell me any spoilers. But, like, if it's happening during and I'm not posting this till, like, the next day, like, I'm sorry. That's just, you need to know. He started walking her away from the couch, and she's looking around at the producers like, do I really have to leave? Do I really have to leave? And then she was like, I don't want to hold your hand, Colton. Girl, this girl was going to come with all the tea on The Bachelor, the women tell all. I'm already like, ugh. She was waiting for the SUV to stop like it was her Uber. She, like, flagged him down. Colton was like, she's incredible. I feel bad doing this. She was not incredible. She was basic as all get out. She had nothing interesting to contribute to the conversation. In a rare moment of real life, Kaylin is seen putting something in a fridge that is completely fully stocked. The women in the morning looking less than perfect. Crazy. And Bree, what is on your head? They're doing a pool party, not a cocktail party. It's pretty boring. The blonde, straight-haired one, who I think has never been kissed, is telling Hannah, like, to engage in the stuff about Caitlyn again. Hannah's making the Olivia Caridi screamy face. It's basically just pageant drama over here at the pool party. Caitlyn saying things about Hannah. Now Hannah's about to say things about Caitlyn. And Colton's like, Hannah, I want to get back to the way we're on the one-on-one date. When you had that awkward AF conversation, that wasn't good for anyone. I love a good showdown, so I just want Colton to take Hannah and Kaylin and sit in the room, the three of them, and hash it all out. I want to hear all the good stuff. My fear where we are headed right now is that we're going to have to wait until next week, the beginning of next week's episode, for the rose ceremony. I need to find better lighting, and I don't want to wait for a rose ceremony. I just want to know. JK, we have a rose ceremony on the horizon. Some of these girls did not talk to Colton at the pool party or the entire week, so sorry for my girls. I know my clients. I'm like, don't use your quotes. I'm not interviewing right now. So let's see what happens. Now, let us remember that Kaylin already has a rose from the group date. They are clearly making Kaylin and Hannah stand next to each other at the rose ceremony, and there's like 8 feet between them. But Hannah B, I am living for that pink jumpsuit. Oh! Prediction, Hannah B gets the last rose. Prediction. Allow me, if I may, to recreate Demi's face when Tracy gets a rose. Tracy, and Demi goes. The more Kaylin talks about Hannah B not getting a rose, the more that Hannah B is going to get a rose. Like, I think the editors and producers literally are like, we know people are going to think this, so let's do it anyway. Also, Hannah B is just my kind of pretty. She just is. How does this Georgia girl keep getting through? I just don't get it. People in Atlanta, my friends in Atlanta that watch this, do you know her? I just feel like she is like so not what he would be interested in. Like, I just don't get it. And the pageant drama, I'm over it. And if I was on the Miss USA, I mean, Miss USA pageant isn't seeing this until now, like when it airs. But if I was on the board of Miss USA, I'd be like, this ain't good, girls. Like, let's add a clause to the contract where you can't go on this show. So Catherine, who I thought for sure was going to be like public enemy #1 after the first episode, is gone in episode 3. Just gone. She barely affected anything the whole episode. Hannah B got the last rose. Shocker, shocker. And Bree and Nina go home. And it's sad because I just found out who... I don't think Colton knew what Nina's name was either. Just saying. If next week is another fake Miss USA pageant where they just compete in repeated onstage question rounds... Not unlike the new Miss America. Sorry. I'm just not here for it. I'm just over it. So Hannah B got that last rose and then had a meltdown. That's, usually when something great happens. Although, you know what? I had a meltdown this weekend, the day after something really great happened. So maybe I'm just Hannah B, and that's why I feel a little sympathetic. So in next week's episode, we're all going to Singapore. Not on my list, sorry. But it does look pretty, so that'll be good. There's going to be some more Hannah B and Kaylin stuff. And apparently the Georgia girl, I don't know her name, and Demi get into a huge fight. Y'all, thanks for indulging me. This Bed Head Bachelor thing is just a super selfish hobby. I like to talk, I like to share, and I love The Bachelor. And next week, I'm going to try and find some better lighting because this shadow situation stinks. Thank you for watching.